we sing together, Hine ma tovu ma naim. Hine ma tovu ma naim. Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu ma naim. Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu ma naim. Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu ma naim. Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu ma naim. Shabbat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu ma naim. Shabbat achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It's great to see you, and we hope that you have come to this week ready to give a big salute to the people in your life who have done the job of stepping up and stepping in and making sure that this COVID-19 moment, which nobody saw coming, which you can't prepare yourself to jump into the water and help. You're not born with that cape on your back, as Dr. Amy Acton would say, but not all heroes wear capes. And we know that the people who have jumped in to help, we want to make sure that they take a step up tonight, or that you take this moment to recognize them and salute them. Because we really, at this moment, you know, after so many weeks, many weeks of being quarantining, you know, being away from each other in this kind of like new normal that we've had to absorb and accept. We've also seen this incredible magnanimity, this generosity of spirit. And I bet you're thinking of somebody right now that has done exactly that. They weren't called upon. They didn't have to be called. They just said, I'm here and I think my job is to fill in the blank. So what we would like you to do tonight, we do have like an amazing presentation coming up by one of our COVID heroes, Josh Hara, who with his amazing artistic skills and gifts and his tremendous heart that belongs to every single person in his family, by the way, we have taken this moment because we want to salute you, those people who have stepped up. And even if you're too timid to mention yourself, what we hope you'll do right now, starting right now, is to use your chat box to say, my hero is, and to say their first name and maybe a word or two about what kind of gesture, what kind of deed they may have done in light of the current events. So they went to people with their hearts, with their gifts, with maybe it was tzedakah, maybe it was some sort of charity, maybe it was an act of gemilut chesed, some sort of act of loving kindness that they decided to do. We want to be able to read those tonight as we're going through our service. So think about those people, say their first name and what that act was. And then we're going to publish those in the next tikkun, our bulletin that goes out to everybody, our newsletter. So make sure that you're descriptive enough so that we can really give a chazak, like more power to you, to our friends in our community that we know or we may not know. So let's take this moment to do that in the chat box and to do that throughout our service. We'll hear from Josh soon, but for this moment, we want to praise the light that comes into the world with that kind of amazing generosity. We want to praise the light that seeps into a community that has known certain darkness in the last several weeks between everything that has come up in our country, all of the multiple crises that have beset the world. And all we want to do is multiply our light, starting with our own home. So if you have candles in your midst, we hope that you'll take this moment to light along with the cantor and me, and make this blessing together. Lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. May you, who praise us with commandments, you are the one who commands us to light these Shabbat lights.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to light these Shabbat lights. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom. Lecha Dodi, we greet Shabbat.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Pnei Shabbat, Nikabila. Lecha Dodi, your turn. Likrat Kala, I can hear you. Pnei Shabbat, Nikabila. Together. Shamor Bezachor Bedibur Echad. Hishmianu El HaMiuchad Adonai Echad Ushmo Echad L'Shem Tiferet V'Nitila L'Chadodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela L'Chadodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Likrat Shabbat Lechu V'Nelcha Ki Mekor HaBeracha Merosh Mikedem Nesucha Sof Maaseh B'Machshava Tchila L'Chadodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela L'Chadodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela Hitoreri Kiva Orech Kumi Uri Shir Daberi Kavod Adonai Alayich Digala L'Chadodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela L'Chadodi Likrat Kala Pnei Shabbat Nekabela. We rise. Bo Yiv Shalom Ateret Bala Gam B'Simcha Uv'Sola Toch Emunei Am Segula Boi Chala לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לך דודי, לך דודי, לך דודי.
Staying standing for Baruch.
Ya la la ya ya, ya la 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 ya, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach. Le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Ya la la ya ya, ya la 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 ya, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la ya ya, ya la la ya ya, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya.
Taking our seat and taking the time to appreciate all the involuntary miracles that have happened to bring on evening and bring back morning, and then to allow us to add fullness to our days through the study and the growth that is provided through this blessing of Torah. The bottom of the page, this is our prayer. Day and night we will reflect on them, those teachings, for they are our life and the length of our days. Then your love shall never depart from our hearts. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
This day is known for many things. It is Shabbat, but it also happens to be June 19th, which also is known as Juneteenth. And I think this year it's gotten a certain amount of appreciation that maybe it hasn't in the past, tragically because of so many of the events that precipitated the escalation of racial, of our awareness of what's happening in the world with regard to African American, Black and Brown people because of George Floyd's murder. But Juneteenth is something that we as Jews can appreciate. It is the date, June 19th, 1865, when the US Army announced the emancipation of enslaved people. And that day became known as Jubilee Day, and then later as Juneteenth. And for the Black community in America, Juneteenth has celebrated this tradition that's rooted in more than 150 years of history, and a time to gather with loved ones and reflect and to seek justice through celebration and through prayer. And we know, of course, that Black Americans in our country are still fighting for justice, and we are fighting alongside them. As Rabbi Sharon Mars reminds us, as survivors of generational trauma and beneficiaries of reparations from Germany to Israel granted after the Holocaust, Jews have a special obligation to help advance this particular conversation. And so how do we advance the conversation that comes up when Juneteenth happens and every day that we are seeking justice alongside all the citizens of this country, whatever color we happen to be, but in particular for African Americans in our country. And we are tonight making sure that we have the intention set of asking for there to be justice and righteousness that starts with us and emanates outward. So let's read this particular prayer by Tamara Cohen, which asks us to consider before we sing the Michamocha, as we do every week, to really consider freedom and the responsibility that it takes to forward justice and freedom in our midst. How does the journey to freedom continue? Risking together what we never imagined possible on our own, we keep walking. The sea rises to our nostrils. Then with a breath, the waters part. Following fire and cloud, we stumble through endless desert. At night, we build fragile shelters that sway in the wind. The water is too bitter to drink. Even manna sometimes tastes like sand. Some cry out for Egypt, longing to return to the known. How does our journey to freedom continue? We reawaken deep yearnings for history and songs, for learning and connection. We glimpse new possibilities for our lives and our communities, for our families and our world. Some begin to plot change immediately. Others sit in the silence and absorb. For ours is a holy journey. We falter, but will not turn back. Embracing the challenge of tradition, we clear new paths to the future. Ours is a holy journey, a journey towards new song.
So beautiful. And I just want to comment on that. Ours is we yearn for history and song, learning and connection. And that's our Temple Israel vision, right? That's our mission statement of history and song, learning and connection. So beautiful.
He
We've arrived at our Hashkivenu prayer, our prayer for peace. And like last week, we envisioned that shelter. What does that shelter look like? We each have our own ideas. So invite that vision of the shelter of your peace.
Oh, I love so many things on this page, mostly tikkun olam and coffee, not the COVID part. But what is that hero? Who is that hero that you've been thinking of since the beginning of Shabbat with us? I really feel so grateful, as I know the Cantor does and all the folks at Temple Israel on the staff, those of us who have been blessed to know the Hara family, feel particularly blessed to know and love Josh, Hallie, Jonah, and Izzy Hara. Jonah and I just went to New York a few short months ago in February with some other 9th and 10th graders, I think he's becoming. And Izzy's about to have his bar mitzvah. And yeah, and we are very, if you've ever been to the Bexley Starbucks way back when, like I'm talking 3 months ago, you might have seen our friend Josh, typically accompanied by his dad, Hani, who is a local artist also. And father and son will sit there at a table. But if you're lucky, you get to see a particular creation that's happened in that conversation or before or during and after. On the cup itself, you'll see what Josh is thinking about. What's bothering him, what's inspiring him, what's making him laugh, what's maybe making him cry. He is a commentary, he's a commentator on the world through his coffee cups. And he's an author of a book that has really put out all the issues of our day right on those coffee cups. And tonight we have him to be our featured, one of many, but our featured COVID-19 hero. And he's gonna present to us now. Josh, We are sending a big Shabbat hug to you and your whole family.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for being here
Of,
tonight.
of course. Thank you guys so much for asking. It's always an honor to be a part of a service, but it's just the best part is just seeing all your faces after all this time of not being able to see each other in person. So it's always a treat, and we love the Zoom services. We're usually having Shabbos dinner alongside, and being attacked by dogs. I don't know if anybody saw that the last time, but there were 3 dogs that all wanted to get on camera at the same time. So that was good fun. Yeah, again, I want to just, Rabbi and Bat-Ami asked me to do this presentation. I did a little something for CJDS, and I had read my children's book, which is called Some People Do, and it's all about diversity and inclusion. But then they saw that I had done something kind of interesting around COVID. So I just want to sort of tell you a little bit of the backstory, but then also show you what I did. So if you want to go ahead to the next slide. So when I started my Instagram account in 2013, I was totally using it how everyone else was. I was sharing pictures of attractive plates of food or sunsets, selfies, and of course, like the occasional doodle I made when I should have been listening at a work meeting. But as Sharon said, one day I had this weird idea to take those doodles. I've been a cartoonist my whole life, and that's all I ever wanted to be. I went to art school, but over the years, I started working in marketing and went other directions, but I always kept cartooning, and I really wanted, and I'd taken a break from it for a few years. So I thought, oh, you know what? Maybe if I just start doodling on the side of my daily cup of Starbucks, maybe that'll be a thing. So if you go on to the next slide, then all of a sudden my Instagram account became less and less about, just my daily adventures with the kids and everything. But it was like this place where I could share a funny thought or drawing or just a reaction to like what was happening in the world. And in November, so I started doing that in March of 2014. And then in November, that habit, got noticed by a very popular website called BuzzFeed. And then once I was featured on BuzzFeed, a bunch of other websites started featuring me, and it kind of went viral for like mini viral, right? But all of a sudden, my Instagram account was like I was getting tens of thousands of new followers every day, and it was just bizarre. But and again, that was all the way back in 2014. Most of my cups were funny, or trying to be. If you go on to the next slide, but occasionally, when tragedy struck, or a famous artist or celebrity died, I always made a cup to mark the moment. And you can see here, the first cup of me hugging the Eiffel Tower was after the terrorist attack. Obviously, when Prince died, that hit us all pretty hard. But then, like in the case of the Women's March in 2017, which is the cup there in the middle, I decided maybe I could do something a little bit more. So I took that artwork, and the cup was very popular on Instagram, but I decided to recreate it, just on regular paper, scan it in, and put it on this website called Society 6. And Society 6 lets artists put their artwork on coffee mugs and tons of other products, prints and everything else. So I figured, I'll take that, I'll try and sell a few things and just raise a little bit of money. And I raised a little bit of money. And it was nice because I was able to use that money and just donate it directly to supporting women's health and donated it to Planned Parenthood. But then, when COVID hit, if you want to go to the next slide, we were all stuck on lockdown, and we had a little bit of extra free time. So I decided to just do another series of cups just to show support for all the heroes of the crisis. So I created a cup that featured healthcare workers, which is what you see right here. I did food supply chain and grocery workers. I did janitors, a cup that was just janitors, garbage men, and contractors. All the people that was just sort of like keeping the world moving despite all the fears and all the confusion. We were all suffering about what was going on, but these people really, were just putting themselves in harm's way just so that we could live some semblance of a normal life and have the luck to stay home and try and, stay safe. But after I posted this particular cup, the healthcare cup, I got a ton of requests. to make this one into a mug. So many people had family and friends that were doctors and nurses, and they were just on the front lines. They wanted to do something for these people to show their support, and thank them for risking their lives to save other lives. So if you go to the next slide, as I always have to, I have to recreate the artwork flat, so it could be applied to the cup. And then if you go on to the next slide, posted it the very next day after I got all those requests, and it just quickly became my most popular cup. I mean, I don't know how many exactly I've sold, but I think it's somewhere in like the 600 range, which is like a ton. And and for, even though I don't make a lot of money on the cups, like Society 6 makes all the cash, but they give me a few bucks for each sale. So I was able to raise almost $1,300, just doing something I love. And while that was in and of itself, like, so gratifying, if you go on to the next slide, the best part was seeing cups, these pictures, sort of come at me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And I was getting personal notes from nurses just thanking me. And I was just like, you guys are crazy. Don't thank me. Thank you. You guys are the ones that are keeping us all safe. So it was just, if you go on to the next slide, there's a few more pictures. But it was just like so awesome to just see this stuff. And really, I think that, to me, the lesson here is, like, we all have something to contribute. Something that we can do to say thank you to those who deserve to be thanked, or help people who deserve to be helped, and really just, spread a little love along the way. And so it was a small thing, but I thank you guys for allowing me to tell this story, and I just wish you all good Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom, Josh. My face is hurting from smiling so much. Thank you for making us smile and for making us appreciate and just deepen our awareness. These heroes in our midst, it's really tremendous. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
Shabbat shalom. We are going to turn now, everybody, to our Amidah. So, with the strength that we just got, that chizuk from Josh, bringing into our awareness all the people who make our lives possible, who make our lives really, who are those essential people in our lives that we know and that we don't know, that we would call heroes. And just bringing our attention to that gratitude in this moment of Amidah. You can stand where you are, or you can remain seated for our tefillah together.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Giving ourselves a few moments of quiet contemplation.
So Rabbi Nachman of Bretzlav teaches that if there's one prayer that we should know by heart, it's the prayer of thank you, of gratitude. But the prayer that keeps coming up for me at the forefront, not that I'm not grateful for all my blessings, but is the prayer for healing. Healing not just our physical bodies, but our souls and our spirits. And so in a moment, we're going to sing together, El Na Rafana La, while we think of those in our lives who need a full Refuat HaNefesh ve'Refuat HaGuf, a healing of body and soul. And the rabbi now will share those names aloud for who we, the congregation as a whole, are praying for. And we invite you also to include those names in your lives and put them in the chat box so we can have their energy and all of our prayers can go to these souls.
So we're thinking of, among others, Shraga ben Alexander, Yetefega bat Rachel, Eliyahu ben Sarah, Harav Reuven Shlomo ben Mendel Valea, Naomi bat Miriam v'Harav Yosef, Gittel bat Yehuda v'Chaya, Zissel Chana bat Yitzir Rivka, Levia bat Rachel, Norma Agranoff, Bob Aronson, Jim Connolly, Pat Cottle, Lily Kovitz, Michael Gokenauer, Keith Hargrove, Keisha Hutchins, David Jenkins, Ethan Kadish. We're thinking of Ruth Kahn, Del McKillinger, Lachman Konar, Wilhelm, Bill Lang, Todd Margulies, Mark Margulies, Nancy Martin, Linda Mendel, William Nolan, Anthony Paneth, Clark Patton, Elaine Paselnik, Cassie Rush, Joe Sanders, Lisa Scher, Ben Simon, Doug Stossel, Florence Taylor, Annette Turner, Barry Turner, Sandy Tizer, Michael Young, Fran Ziegler, Stan Ziegler, and all of those whose names are mentioned and all of those whose names are emanating throughout our prayer for healing.
El Na Rafana La Nu. El Na Rafana Dear God of our ancestors, help us renew our faith. Grant us a perfect healing. Bring peace to all our days.
Prayer for those caregivers, for all who are faithfully taking care of the community's needs. May God reward them, protect them from and remove from them all sickness, and heal them completely. May God send them blessings and success in all they do, together with all of humanity. And let us say, Amen.
Amen.
We say a prayer for our country. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessings for our country, for its government, for its leaders and advisors, and for all who exercise just and rightful authority. Teach them insights of your Torah, that they may administer all affairs of state fairly, that peace and security, happiness and prosperity, justice and freedom may forever abide in our midst. Creator of all flesh, bless all the inhabitants of our country with your spirit. May citizens of all races and creeds forge a common bond in true harmony, to banish hatred and bigotry, and to safeguard the ideals and free institutions that are the pride and glory of our country. May this land under your providence be an influence for good throughout the world, uniting all people in peace and freedom and helping them to fulfill the vision of your prophet. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And let us say, Amen. And a prayer for the welfare of Israel. Rock and champion of Israel, please bless the state of Israel, first fruit of our flourishing of our redemption. Guard it in the abundance of your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Send forth your light and your truth to those who lead and judge it, and to those who hold elected office. Establish in them, through your presence, wise counsel, that they might walk in the way of justice, freedom, and integrity. Strengthen the hands of those who guard our holy land. Let them inherit salvation and life, and give peace to the land and perpetual joy to its inhabitants. Appoint for a blessing all our kindred of the house of Israel and all the lands of their dispersion. Plant in their hearts a love of Zion.
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael, V'Gola. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael, V'Gola. We rise for our Aleinu. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Who are you thinking of right now when I say the word Kaddish? It brings to mind all those people that we know and love, and those people that maybe we only learned about through their lives. We're remembering this particular Shabbat. We want to invite anybody who is currently observing Shiva, and we don't know about, if you'll include their name in the chat box, the name of the person for whom you may be seeing Kaddish. In the period of Shloshim, several people from our congregation, Joyce Puliti, Iris Levy, Jerry Ryan, Deborah Behrens-Tritt, Doris Krasik, Phyllis Krakoff, and Francis Kreiselman. We also remember George Floyd. If you're joining us during the 11 months after having lost somebody you love, will you please now add that person's name to our chat box and stand so that we can recognize your loss. We're also thinking about people who died at this time in seasons past. This is the art site for Gilbert Bloom, Willard Sy Bornstein, Esther Heinberg Boxer, Jack Brenner, Joseph Bush, Esther S. Cohen, Daniel H. Cohen, Norman Crair, Marion M. Dickin, Jason H. Dowell, Joanne Elliott, Herbert L. Fenber, Pauline Friedman, Stanley Friedman, Marcia Gabby, Rose Cohen Garrick, Barney Goldstein, Abraham Greenberg, Hamel Gerwin, or Hamel Gerwin, excuse me, Lillian Herman, Cynthia Jaffe, Albert Clayman, Virginia Levison, Hattie Kachin Levy, Benjamin S. Lurie, Jacob Mars, Myrna Miller, Shirley Ruth Olson Cloth, Beatrice Luckoff Roth, Eugene Maurice Rothschild, Linda Schwartz, Roy Sharfen, Jacob Shochet, Richard Schumann, and Harry Stoff. Any additional names we hope that you'll include in the chat box as if I said them myself. We remember them all standing in silent reverence now. Now we say the words of Kaddish Yatom together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'olma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lo me'olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'olma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, u'ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen.
Amen.
May the source of peace bring peace to all of you who are grieving, comfort to everybody who is remembering somebody tonight. Zichronam livracha, may the memories of all of them continue to lift us up and inspire us to do acts of chesed, of loving kindness for others. And we say, amen.
Amen.
We're going to remain standing for a moment because we're going to make this Juneteenth, as we just learned, this moment of celebration for all that has been done to forward the important agenda of justice for Black lives. We also are remembering those lives taken in violence. And so we now say this special Kaddish for Black lives. Creator of life, source of compassion, your breath remains the source of our spirit, even as too many of us cry out that we cannot breathe. Lovingly created in your image, the color of our bodies has imperiled our lives. Black lives are commodified yet devalued, imitated but feared, exhibited but not seen. Black lives have been pursued by hatred, abandoned by indifference, and betrayed by complacency. Black lives have been lost to the violence of the vigilante, the cruelty of the marketplace, and the silence of the comfortable. We understand that Black lives are sacred, inherently valuable, and irreplaceable. We know that to oppress the body of the human is to break the heart of the divine. We yearn for the day when the bent will stand straight. We pray that the hearts our country will soften to the pain endured for centuries. We will do the work to bind up the wounds, to heal the shattered hearts, to break the yoke of oppression. As the beauty of the heavens is revealed to us each day, may each day reveal to us the beauty of our common humanity. We say, Amen.
Amen.
So taking our seat.
Wow.
I know. It's beautiful.
How can I announce Tat Shabbat after that, Rabbi?
I know.
Really.
But you know, we hold on to like joy and sorrow even on Shabbat. Cantor, would you like to announce some of the things coming up?
I've just want to invite all those. I've found this little rhythm first with the tots, and then I say, then join me with the Torah. So my Shabbat morning is full. First with the tots at 10, and then at 11 o'clock, come join me for our Shabbat prayers and blessings to learn about those spies, Caleb and Joshua, who had the courage and the bravery to stand up and say, no, we're going, and we're going through what they believed in, and that's perfect for the moment we're all in right now. So join me with your little ones at 10, and then at 11, if you're not, it's going to Jewish meditation at 10 a.m. too.
And we have a ton of things for kids, because those of you who are at home with your kids, you know what I'm talking about, I think. That there's something that we have for everybody here. We have a lot of great opportunities for kids to be entertained and sort of plug in with their Jewish identity at the same time. So we want you to pass this on to the people that you know that might really want to take advantage of this. And that's kids in grade school mostly. We have opportunities to better ourselves through mindfulness. I realize it kind of feels like a strange luxury if you can bring yourself away from everything that's swirling on the outside and actually take a moment to go within, which is really essential. All these opportunities exist. We would love you to, if you've experienced any of these Jewish meditation, Musar, Urban Zen, or Living Like Tall Pines, pass this along to people that you love, because actually people throughout the country and throughout the world even are coming on to Temple Israel's live virtual opportunities as far away as Barcelona and California. So we hope that you will pass this on to people you love, all of these opportunities. And next week, you know, we haven't had the opportunity to do Pride Shabbat yet because of, I think there are some other things going on that maybe derailed us. So we don't want to give up the opportunity, though, to miss out on the fact that June is Pride Month. So instead of marching together, instead of celebrating Pride in the way we ordinarily would, just come next week, bring your friends, bring the allies, bring, you know, this whole community is allied with our LGBTQI brothers and sisters. So we want to really just make it a moment to lift up the fact that, you know, there's big stuff happening to be able to celebrate Pride. And we'll talk about that next week, and we'll sing about it next week. Definitely join us for next week's celebration of Shabbat. I'm not going to say Pride Shabbat, because don't worry, we're going to do it right in the new building very, very soon, God willing. But let's make notes.
We can say l'chaim to that. Amen, right?
Always remember l'chaim.
Hope you have something delicious to say l'chaim to as we say the blessings. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho b'avov ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehillah l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדיש השבת.
I want to sing with you so much, Cantor.
I know.
I'm able to harmonize, my friends.
Well, just mute yourself so you can sing every time, and then sing it out like everyone else is doing at home, right? You're all singing. I can feel it. I can feel the vibration. But check out this challah, everybody. A homemade challah, half everything, seasoning, and half. This is Rabbi J over here. So, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Do you know what the Jewish meditator said to the hot dog salesman?
Oh, she's going to end with a joke. What?
Make me one with everything. Okay.
Wait, I have to say that again?
What is the Jewish meditator? It's usually a Zen monk.
Oh, got it. Make me
hot
one.
Dog dealer, make me one with everything. Okay. We can make, we made motzis.
Because of the everything challah. Got it. Okay.
It's been too long at home, friends. Can you tell? Thank you for joining us tonight. Josh Hara, we send another virtual hug your way. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Stick around for 2 minutes of greeting and oneg right afterwards. You'll take yourselves off of mute. Shabbat shalom.